from LagunaHills.news, and I'm here with Allie at Vista Springs.
Hi.
How are you? Thank you for being here.
Well, you're welcome.
Can you give a little bit of what you do here?
Well, I just ran down just a minute ago because we are celebrating National Maple Syrup Day, and we are upstairs making maple syrup and homemade buttermilk biscuits. So I have maple syrup all over me and flour, and it's just part of the day.
You're so it's like more activities that you
Yeah,
are
we
in
do
charge
all
of?
programming in the building. So we program for assisted living, we program for rediscovery, and we try and enrich their lives every single day.
And did you think like in high school that you
Oh,
thought
no.
that you would be here?
Oh,
did you
no.
ever think? No?
When you're in high school, it's a whole different, I knew I was going to college, and I thought I was going to be doing what you're doing right now. I went to the School of Journalism and graduated from Kent State, marketing. And, but I think what we do here at Vista Springs, if you stop and think about it, as we are doing programming with community members, it's kind of marketing, right? We go on the shuttle and go on an outing, they see that shuttle, they see Vista Springs. If we're doing neat things in this building or even out of the building or having any kind of community events, it's a little bit marketing.
Yeah.
So I guess I am doing a percentage of what I thought I was going to be doing.
So how did you get from wanting to pursue journalism to being here?
Mostly just circumstances, life in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes as you grow and evolve, you end up being where you were meant to be.
Right, yeah. And anyone who really is interested in something like Vista Springs and what you do, what kind of advice would you give to them?
This kind of work, you can prepare yourself, okay? But it's mostly your heart tells you, and you're dealing with people, you're dealing with vulnerable people, and they're entrusting, right, you to take care of them.
Right.
So I think to prepare yourself, there's all kinds of things you can learn. You can learn about disease processes, you can learn about geriatric, you can learn about being human and being in the moment, but a lot of that is a life lesson too.
Right.
So I think this kind of job is more just being true and being open to possibilities and knowing that life isn't black and white, and you might have a plan for the day and it may not work out and you have to just go with the flow.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
I'm here with Mike, the chef at Vista Springs. Hi, Mike.
How you doing?
Good. Thank you for being here.
Oh, no problem.
And I was wondering, it's kind of like the rundown of what you do here.
Okay, well, here at Vista Springs, Macedonia, I'm the culinary director and the head chef. What I do is I set all the menus here. I'm in control of all the culinary events that go on here, running the kitchen staff, training, and everything that just has to do with daily kitchen operations. So that's kind of like a little rough overview of what I do here, but all the events that we do here in the city, like we do the car cruise and we do the pig roast and we do the clam bakes. I'm kind of like I don't want to say mastermind behind that, but I'm the one who kind of does the behind the scenes, does the whole production behind the scenes and kind of makes it happen from the food aspect.
Cool. Were you always into culinary? Was that sort of like your little knack, what you wanted to do?
I want to say, I've been doing it for a long time. I want to say I've been in the business about 20 plus years. I started off washing dishes actually at a little local Italian restaurant in Twinsburg called Cereals on the Square, which is now Starbucks. And then I worked my way up from there. I became a cook there. I started tossing pizzas in front of people. Started working on saute, and then from there just piece it together until I became a titled chef and worked in a lot of various hotels and in country clubs, and really just developed a love for the business and a love for food, and it created the drive to where I am today.
Right. So in high school, did you expect yourself to be here, like at Vista Springs, or did you think of something else?
To be honest with you, when I was in high school, I was really into music. I played the drums, and I used to dabble around with turntables a little bit. So I actually was going to go to school for music production. But during high school, I worked in all restaurants, so I always had that part. But really, back then, it was just I just wanted a little extra money for the weekends and that, and go to the movies and things of that sort. You know, when you're in school. And the music production thing just kind of didn't pan out. And you know, through those years of working in the restaurants, I just developed a love for what I did, and got the itch to want to be a chef. And I just really just put it all forward with my career.
So I heard you won some awards.
I did.
Congrats.
So probably in like the last 6 months, just while I've been at Vista Springs, I've won about 3 awards. We won a chili cook-off. I did a duck confit and black bean chili, which we took the first place on that one. I won the, I believe it was University Hospital soup cook-off. Took first place in that one. We did a smoked butternut squash and chorizo soup. And also, I just won the Chef of the Year for Vista Springs. I got the Culinary Excellence Award for 2017.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And anyone who's interested in like the culinary field or trying to get into culinary, like school for culinary, what kind of advice would you give them?
You know, this is one business where you can never learn everything. It's constantly evolving. It's constantly changing. It's constantly exciting. There's new trends that are coming out, you know, every month. It's hard work. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of time on your feet, and it gets, you know, it's hot in the kitchen. It's not, you know, it's not all the glamour that TV likes to make it is sometimes, but it really is. It's a world of its own. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. You know, I absolutely love it. You know, I've mentored a lot of young chefs that are actually executive chefs now and run different hotels and country clubs. So it's, you know, it's just been very satisfying. You know, I love it, and someone who does have that passion for food and really wants to pursue it, I go for it.
Right. Well, can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Like I say.
All right. Thank you. I'm here with Susan, and from Vista Springs. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
And I was just wondering, can you kind of give like a little rundown of what you do here? Kind of go into little details of like what Vista Springs is, and then what you do in Vista Springs.
Sure. So I'm the executive director, or called managing partner here at Vista Springs, and we are an assisted living, and we offer catered independent living, and we also have memory care, rediscovery neighborhoods that we can care for those who are memory impaired or have dementia. In assisted living, it's a step down from skilled nursing, but it's a step up from being in your own home that maybe you're not able to maintain there any longer. Assisted living is a cheaper option from skilled nursing facilities, and also when you take into consideration a lot of the expenses that you have on a daily basis. If you're paying for snow removal, if you're paying for a housekeeper, if you're paying for home health, if you're paying for all of your food and your meals, if you're paying for somebody to come in and take care of other items of your daily life, those are all the things that you can lump in, and we're a cheaper option. Plus, we live by our full of life mission. Our full of life mission is to provide full of life experiences each and every day, and that encompasses social and well-being from all of those dynamics. So within Vista Springs, we have a housekeeping department, and we make sure that everyone's homes, our apartments are cleaned on a regular basis. We have a chef who is award-winning and is able to provide our menus with chef-prepared meals and give everyone choices in those meals. So we have a daily menu, but then there's always other options that they can choose from and order off of that menu. We also offer activities, or life engagement we call it, and you've met Allie. Allie is the life of Vista Springs. She teases that she's the water and they just run through her. But we sit together every month and plan the activities. Our community members here tell us what they want, and she then makes it happen. So all of our activities are planned by our community members, and it's not just bingo.
Right.
It's a lot more than that. They take activities out. They go on outings. They go on shopping trips. Right now, they're upstairs making maple syrup, homemade maple syrup, and pancakes to celebrate maple sugar month. We also have our clinical team, which is the hugest department in assisted living or in healthcare, in healthcare, and that provides all of the activities of daily living. So bathing, dressing, grooming, day-to-day transportation, getting up and moving around the facility. We are fortunate to have a wonderful staffing ratio. It's where we staff by acuity. So if somebody goes out to the hospital and maybe they're not doing so well, we're able to bump that staffing up to accommodate for that. We also measure many quality indicators. So we measure, many things every month so that we can better ourselves every month. And all of these quality indicators are on a level of an MDS or on a level of a nursing home, would be measuring all of these items due to regulations.
That's awesome. And what do you, so you're kind of like the director of Vista Springs. You said like the overseer of it?
Yes, so I'm the executive director. So I started here. I joined on at Vista Springs when we were studs and drywall before we even opened, and I've been here through the entire journey. We're almost full. We have 100 apartments.
How long has Vista Springs been open?
So we were licensed in December of 2015, and so we just celebrated 2 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Of being open. Thank you. We have 24 different floor plans here in property, so we can really customize every apartment. But it's really been a journey of my life to get here. I was born with skin cancer, and so my life journey just took me in a way of I wanted to be a caregiver. I wanted to be a nurse, and I went to nursing school, and it just wasn't for me. So I went in the direction of becoming a gerontologist and a nursing home administrator at the same time. And I've been in the industry working for over 20 years. I've worked in subsidized senior housing. I've managed a home care company in the Akron area, so I got to learn the apprehensions that folks have when people come into their home, knowing that staffing ratio and staffing continuity are very important to really bond you with your caregiver. I've worked in long-term care. I've worked in this skilled nursing setting, so that helped me coordinate with the hospitals and post-acute care. And I've also worked in elder law. I was a certified elder care coordinator, and so I traveled over 7 counties and over 140 different properties, ranging from home health to group homes to independent livings, assisted livings, nursing homes, and hospital settings where I was an advocate for those seniors and the families when they couldn't be present. I would do pop-in visits, and I would meet with those directors to make sure that their safety was at the topmost priority.
Right.
And so I've been able to take all of those experiences in my life and partner and meld those all together in the role that I play here as executive director. I'm able to talk proficiently about subsidized senior living when the funds run low. I'm able to talk about home health if that is an option or they're currently in that option and looking for the next step up. And I'm able to talk about skilled nursing for that rehab option. And if anyone's interested in the veterans benefits or trying to help stretch the money, then the elder law comes into play.
Right.
So I think that the job that I have right now kind of encompasses all of that, which is helpful to all of our clientele that we serve.
That's awesome. And you said that everything in your life sort of led up to this moment. Did you think maybe, like in high school per se, that you would be here, like at Vista Springs, at this sort of environment, or did you think, oh wow, I wanted to go into nursing and work in like a hospital or something like that?
I totally wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a nurse anesthetist, and that's the path that I was on. I volunteered at hospitals. I volunteered in hospice organizations. I was a candy striper in the hospital. I did different shadowings in hospitals. That's all I ever wanted to do, but sometimes the path that you choose in high school isn't the path that you're meant to take. And I think that your skill sets is something that you need to find within yourself. I found that a nurse needed to be a more regurgitative thinker, and you needed to be able to just regurgitate those numbers on a moment's notice. And I'm more of a theoretical thinker.
Right.
I have to realize why something is happening before I can act on it.
More than just the numbers, right?
Correct, more than just the numbers. So gerontology to me was really the best fit for me. And I thank the Dean of Nursing at Kent State for leading me in that direction.
Awesome. So do you think, people that are sort of trying to go into this field, what kind of advice, like if you put yourself back into where you were, what sort of advice would you give to those people that are trying to get into nursing or trying to get into somewhere like Vista Springs?
I think for one, you want to keep an open mind. And whether or not you're going into nursing, keep an open mind. If you think that you just want to work in pediatrics, there's a whole wide world of gerontology out there. If you think you just want to work in the hospital, there's a whole wide world of assisted living out there, and so many different levels to nursing out there. So if you have the heart and you want to be a caregiver and you want to be a nurse and you're fortunate enough to go that path, or even just be a caregiver, it is such a meaningful job. And I think assisted living is the more home-like atmosphere, where you also have extra support and layers of support.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not alone in a home doing home care. You have that extra support with the activities and the cleaning and the cooking and all of those dimensions to really give you a full of life experience. So if you are looking for a career in caregiving or healthcare, I would just give every advice to research it and keep an open mind, because your path is probably going to direct you in a different way, and you never know, and you're going to be the happiest you've ever been.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
interviewing.